and Galeer, the kings of the ring. Dropkick the commute, we're just getting started still. Mufussy and Galeer.
Happy Thanksgiving, MrGaleer! It's me, Mufussy, from Dropkick the Commute. It's our special Thanksgiving episode, turkey time.
We're gonna get stuffed.
I'm ready to get stuffed. Hold on,
Are
let
you?
me get up, pull him down, get stuffed. No. Oh, sorry. I was getting ready to get stuffed.
What are you thankful for this year?
MrGaleer, I am thankful. I'm thankful for you and this podcast. This has been fun for 7 months of our life. Almost.
I was gonna say I'm thankful for everything but this podcast, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I meant, actually.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to you about something today.
Oh. Are we ending?
Yeah, I just don't think
Not
it's working
feeling
out
it?
very well. Yeah.
Welcome to the last episode of Dropkick the Commute. You're never going to know who's going to win predictions because we won't tell you the results.
You're not beeping my beep, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah!
We're fucking running 7 months strong. It's our first Thanksgiving episode. Here's to another 50.
50 Thanksgiving episodes.
50 Thanksgiving episodes.
Oh, God.
Also, we did predictions.
Well, we have to do more predictions today because we have Survivor Series War Games this weekend.
It's true.
There's too much wrestling.
Watching that one, though. It's
live?
I'll be
You
watching
wanna
it
watch
live
together?
in my living room. No, I'm having people over to watch it. Sorry. Aren't you busy?
No. I'm watching Survivor Series.
Thought you were watching Survivor Series with Meg.
She's gone.
You killed her?
No, she's flying up to Connecticut.
You could always fly.
No.
It hasn't stopped you from flying to
I
Massachusetts.
did the bit once this year. I can't. Oh, man. All right, Galeer. We have plenty of wrestling to talk about. We got Raw. We got NXT. We got Dynamite. We got Survivor Series coming up this weekend. What do you think of this week in general? I thought it was pretty okay. Pretty good.
Yeah, it was an
Pretty
alright
decent.
week. I didn't care too much about Raw.
I didn't either.
Everything else was fine though.
Yeah.
I literally just watched Dynamite.
I did also just finish it.
Dynamite's fresh on the brain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a pretty solid week. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of drama.
Oh,
Mr.
yes. Let's start off with the drama because that is crazy. Ricky Starks in particular. Ricky Starks was on CVV this week. And he was talking about, basically, Chris asked him, yo, what the fuck? Where are you? Why aren't you on Dynamite? He goes, beats me. I don't know. He's just saying, like, yeah, I've been sitting at home since March. And Chris asked him, he's like, do you think it's like punishment, retaliation for being at the Rumble and being at Mania? And he's like, no, Tony Khan said I could be there. At Mania, at least. And I completely agree with Ricky Starks on all of this. Like, why wouldn't you go? He was saying that there's some people in AEW that confronted him and was like, yo, it's a bad look if you're at the Rumble. And he's like, how? I'm supporting wrestling. I'm supporting my friend.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know who those people were because this isn't like a new thing.
And he perfectly compared it to like artists. He's like, what, you think like Jay-Z's not going to another rapper's show like ever? Or like you,
right?
Like you being MrGaleer, you're not allowed to go to a different show that's not on the card. Like if you're not on that card, you can't go.
He said, who was fucking with him? Aaron Solo, QT Marshall.
Yeah.
QT Marshall.
Yeah.
We're also with him.
Dustin.
Are they getting
Dustin
shit?
Rhodes
Why
was
is
up there.
Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
They're there to support Cody, who also worked for AEW.
Right.
I don't know. It's very strange because people do this all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking wasn't Bailey at an AEW event?
She was at All In.
I think she was at All In to support Mercedes.
Yeah. Crazy.
Or somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might have went to All Out too. I feel like she was at the original All In. Or not the original, but
she
the
goes to a lot of them. And
yeah.
she also supports fucking Dax and Cash.
Yeah.
FTR. She posts about it.
Yeah.
Ricky doesn't post about it. She's outward posting. So maybe it's that. Maybe people are like, oh, you're being like secretive about it. But he also said that he got clocked on security footage.
Yeah. For the Royal Rumble. And then for Mania, he was in a box. And like people were, yeah, he's very clearly. Like, he's in a suite. People are taking pictures of him and shit. I don't know. It's an absolutely cooked take if you think Ricky Starks is in the wrong here. And if it is retaliation, that's insane.
Well, here's the thing. If that were the case, he wasn't off TV till March.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole like month and a half. Look, I saw this interview and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this immediately because we've been wondering where he is.
Yeah.
And it was a great interview. You know, it wasn't just like let's answer all the questions we need to answer. It was like talking about his career and stuff, which is great. But since the interview, the internet has really just been like fixating on certain things.
Yeah.
Just like, I guess we'll go more specifically the segment that he did with Edge.
Yeah.
Where, and he did talk about it. Like he mentioned it in his interview with Chris Van Vliet and was like talking about the whole thing where Edge called him like a vanilla midget version of The Rock.
Because he called him Bug Eyes, and then Edge got all like flustered.
Yeah, and like I don't know if that like was discussed. Presumably not. We don't really know though. I mean, I guess you could base off of Edge's reaction that maybe it was like a jab. Very strange jab to react to when you've been in the business for 30 years, but
right.
I guess maybe it's a respect thing. So I get it from that point, but like everyone's like picking it apart and they're like, oh, fucking there's more about Ricky Starks that we don't know, and fucking I'm gonna pull it up.
It's just
I'm gonna pull up
it's essentially people thinking they know everything about Ricky Starks and what's going on, and it's like you can assume that there's something going on, but also maybe there's not, and it's just a case of Tony Khan not fucking booking him, because that happens with plenty other stars in AEW. You know,
the truth is we only know what we see,
right?
And what people give us like an inside look into. Other than that, we don't know anything. And it's like, here was the thing. It was Ricky said it wasn't me who came off looking bad from that promo.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, you were the problem. It's like, it doesn't matter. It was a good segment, and it got people like, each time someone said something, they were like, oh,
right.
You know, it was a good segment that we got from maybe something that was a little uncalled for on maybe both their parts. I'm sure Ricky Starks doesn't like being referred to as The Rock. It's a double-edged sword, as they talked about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Adam Copeland doesn't like being called Bug Eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
Regardless, we don't know anything.
The thing I kind of briefly touched upon with you when I sent you a little voice memo, I was like, if there is stuff going behind the scenes, if there is stuff happening, and Tony is like being a boss and punishing him and like not putting him on TV and like doing all this stuff, then Tony is being a boss for once, which is huge criticism that he got, from CM Punk and from plenty of other people in the industry that was like, oh, he's a friend, he's not a good boss, and all this stuff. And even the thing with like Penta's contract where like Rey Fenix was, going, and then there was supposedly they tacked on his injury time. It's like, I kind of agree with him, man. Because it's like he's being a boss. He's doing that thing. If you see your
and
talent,
that's like his biggest. You're right. That's his biggest criticism since AEW started.
if you see your talent going to a different company trying to like get in there, and it's like, why wouldn't you, punish or like add on injury time and all that stuff? But if there is shit going on behind the scenes that we don't know with Ricky Starks and Tony's being a boss, it's like, why are you mad? And then the other thing is, like I said earlier, it could absolutely be just Tony not fucking booking him and not using him, because that happens with plenty of other talent. So I think either way, it's like, we don't know. So stop putting out this like garbage shit on Ricky when you don't know. You don't know.
I think there's like other outside factors to it too. He had all those GCW dates booked.
Yeah.
And was pulled from them, and a lot of people thought it was because of that interview, but more people are concluding now that it has to do with the Effie podcast, which I don't know if you've seen the clips of that, where he's like, Effie from GCW, big name in GCW, but he basically like went on a little tangent / rant. It wasn't really hostile, but it was like in response to Tony Khan booking the Hammerstein, which is a big venue for GCW. And he made a comment basically about how Shad Khan pays his son to stay away. And if there's something we all know about the rule book of Tony Khan, is that you don't talk about his father.
No.
Because then he reacts for some reason. But people are thinking that's why Ricky Starks was taken off of those dates. But also, in the same vein, you have the Death Riders and Moxley. They just showed up at Bloodsport. And,
right.
There's other AEW wrestlers that are showing up in GCW. But Ricky Starks got his dates canceled. People really want to vilify. They want a scapegoat.
Yes.
Right? They want a scapegoat. But it's why are we going to take some surface level words that he said in a promo and in an interview, and we're just going to take that and we're going to run with it?
Right.
And we're going to fucking forget that CM Punk was a huge fucking like ticking time bomb in AEW. Now, don't get me wrong, I love CM Punk, but like we're stirring up the pot when we don't need to.
Right.
And again, we don't know Ricky's feelings. He's sure doesn't know why he's not being booked. He's like, I could think of a few reasons why, but I'm not gonna speculate on that unless I know like the truth. But why are we just going to fucking pretend that CM Punk and Jack Perry weren't like 10 times worse than whatever we're making this out to be?
They want AEW to die, right? Like, that's what people are saying. AEW is dead in 2 years and all this stuff. So whatever they can stir up and whatever they can take, they want to create another CM Punk situation.
We don't need to do that. So from what we're seeing, it's good if Tony Khan is trying to finally be a boss. But in that same vein, if we're only taking Ricky Starks off of GCW events, we can't pick and choose. If it's GCW's fault that this is happening, we can't just take Ricky Starks and have him, like, it's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations. Regardless, no matter what you think of Ricky Starks, I'm sure, just based on his personality, I'm sure he's he seems like he could be a cocky guy. I don't know the guy personally.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem...
Maybe he does have an attitude problem. I don't fucking know.
His cockiness is very akin to CM Punk.
Right. Yeah, and CM Punk is even one of the guys that, like, stood behind, like, Ricky Starks. He helped him get to kind of where he was right before...
Massive push on Collision.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And Ricky Starks is a damn good wrestler. People are so excited to see him in GCW coming down that escalator with the fucking, like, he just went shopping, like, what's in the bag. Just, I don't know. He's different, man, and he's good. I fucking love the, were you at the Rumble? Yeah, and what the fuck about it?
Yeah, it's so good.
It was a good interview, and I'm
It
really
was.
glad we got that. I would really love to hear Adam Copeland talk about this
Yeah, about that.
situation. Maybe he's known to help clear the air in certain situations. I feel like a lot of people would appreciate if he spoke up on this. I don't know how he feels about Ricky Starks. My assumption is if he wants to clear the air and like clear Ricky Starks' name, that he'll maybe say something about the whole situation. If not, I don't know. That's been the thing this week.
Yeah.
Is Ricky Starks is just
He's got some heat
for some reason under this fucking microscope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really get it.
I don't either. It's a little goofy. I don't know. It was a good interview though. Shout out to CVV, always doing fucking great interviews. Let's hop into Raw, shall we? We'll quickly cover Raw. It was all right. Well, starting off, we had a Gunther promo. Gunther opened the show. It wasn't even really a Gunther promo. It was Gunther going out to the ring, and he looks shook. He's been getting his shit rocked by Damian Priest the last few weeks, and he's lost his aura, as Priest said. He's standing there, and he's just like, man. He's like going to talk, and then no words are coming out. Damian Priest comes out, fucks him up, razor's edge through the table. It's Damian's fucking him up. I still see Gunther winning at Survivor Series. I still see him winning. I think this is going to be his coming back moment where he's like, unless they give it right back to Priest, which would be interesting.
I think the amount that he's getting his shit rocked means that he's going to win.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, wow, Damian Priest is doing really good. He's going to beat him. And then he's just going to get whopped.
Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio versus American Made. This was a great match.
I love the Creed brothers, dude.
I do too. Julius Creed.
They've always been my favorite.
He did a 450. There was a moment where he caught Rey. Like, I don't know. Rey was like falling and he caught him and just like brute force fucking. I know Rey's kind of a small dude, but that's still hefty.
It's over 100
and
pounds.
Fucking spun him, and it was crazy, man. Like,
yeah,
just really, really good. The Creed brothers are great. Really, really, really fun to watch. So, and obviously, Creed brothers won over and
Dragon Lee and Mysterio.
Yeah, they were great too.
Yeah, I've been pretty vocal about how like Dragon Lee is one of the big signings they had that low key was kind of watered down
because they tossed him in the LWO and it was just like, here.
Yeah, and I've been chatting with some of the people in comments, and they've been like, he literally like still does Canadian destroyers, and it's like, that's not what I mean.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what moves he used. I'm just saying, like, guy was winning titles across the world. Like,
yeah,
just because he does a Canadian destroyer also in WWE doesn't mean he's not watered down.
Yeah.
All that being said, Dragon Lee's been really good on Raw.
Intercontinental Championship match: Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser. I believe this ended in a DQ, right?
Yeah, it's like the second week in a row.
Second week in a row. But I gotta say, dude, Braun Breaker, that moment when he fucking wound up for the spear that he does, like outside the ring, and he sprints full speed into the corner of the announce table. His whole fucking torso just bam, and he fucking fell over, and Ludwig was like, yeah. That was insane.
Yeah.
Very intense. This ended in a DQ, kind of a nothing burger, unfortunately, but we are getting a triple threat for the Intercontinental at Survivor Series: Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser, and Sheamus. So that's going to go hard.
My favorite is, I love Adam Pearce, dude. He's just
so good.
Fine, you want the fucking match? Have the fucking match.
Yeah. You want to fight?
And then he leaves and lets them fight.
And he threw the mic, too. He, like, said his thing. He goes, it's official! And he threw his mic at the ground and just fucking left, and they just went at it. And then
I feel like, yeah.
Right before that, like they fought through commercial, which is so funny to me. They're just fighting for 3
is so
minutes.
funny.
It took Adam Pearce 5 minutes to get out there and talk to them and just
Gorilla.
make it official.
I feel like you could put Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce next to each other, and it's like the Giga Chad and Sigma male meme.
Yeah.
And it's just like Nick Aldis is like, I don't know if this is a good idea, and Adam Pearce is like, let him fight, damn it.
Yeah. Let them fucking fight. They gotta fight.
You know who might be fighting soon?
The New Day against each other. Hell yeah. I was gonna bring this up. Dude, this was crazy. The New Day essentially got squashed by the Alpha Academy. They got squashed, and they, start having some beef in the ring. Xavier Woods is like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck is your problem? And Kofi's like, you tagged me in randomly, bro. And he's like talking. And they go back through Gorilla, and they're standing outside of Gorilla, like in the tunnel there. And they're like fucking going crazy. And Kofi's like, the reason you were never the QB is because you weren't good enough. And Kofi's like he's angry.
heated.
You see his neck veins and shit. He's like, ah. He's like, you're a piece of shit.
Angry
Kofi. Xavier brings out the, I fought for you. I did all this, and we handed you Kofi Mania on a silver platter, and you took it and lost it all to Brock Lesnar in 6 seconds. And Kofi, I thought he was gonna fucking shove him through that wall, bro. Like,
I did too.
They are pissed, and then he just goes, see you at the reunion. And Xavier's like, yeah, see you at the anniversary. He's like, it's an anniversary, not a reunion. So they're gonna break up next week. Big E's gonna show up. 100%. Big E's gonna show up. Is he gonna try and keep them together, or is he gonna let them fight? Like, that's the question here.
I think he'll try to keep them together, but I don't know. I think this has been building for too long to just like tease it and then have it not happen.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Blood feud.
It's pretty crazy though. It's heating up, and New Day, they're breaking up soon, man. Right? Next week at the anniversary. Goodbye. Women's War Games. Again, we already announced our distaste for this build and randomly thrown together match. Jade Cargill. Well, I believe it was on SmackDown, right? Jade Cargill got fucked up.
Yes. Yeah.
Jade Cargill got attacked and supposedly has numerous injuries. She's going to be out for a while. So now the women's side, they're looking for a fifth. They're like, who the heck are we going to get? Yeah, so they were looking, and they were like, who are we going to get? And Naomi's like, how about Bailey? And she's like, nah, I don't want Bailey. I got problems with her. And
Who doesn't want Bailey?
And Bianca didn't. She's like, I don't want Bailey.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, I don't like her. And Rhea's like, man, I don't fucking care who we get. I just want to fight Liv Morgan. And they're like, okay, whatever. So we have the War Games advantage match with Nia and Bianca. And Bianca's getting fucked up here. She's, looking like she's going to lose. And Bailey comes out to help Bianca get the War Games advantage. She wins the match, and Bailey's going to be the fifth, seemingly. Not confirmed, but she's going to be.
Probably
going to be the fifth.
Yeah, I do not. It'll be fun. That's all I'll say. Hey, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
At the very least, it'll be a fun match that didn't need to happen.
Yeah. We do have one more thing from Raw. Before Raw went on the air, Adam Pearce announced the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I am so confused, and I truly thought so. I gave some disinformation here. I thought that you
gave information based on what you knew at the time.
I don't know why I thought this, because I went and rewatched the announcement video and it's not there. So, like, did I make it up in my brain? I don't even know. The Women's United States Championship I thought was cross-brand, and for some reason I thought, I don't know. I don't know if I got that from commentary or if I just fucking pulled it out of my ass. I must have. I thought it was cross-brand. That is not the case. Because now the Women's Intercontinental Championship has been announced, and there will be a tournament beginning next week.
Is that also going to end on Saturday night's main event?
I don't think so.
What are your thoughts on this? Would you have rather had one that goes on both brands, or do you think it's too many titles?
I like both, but I feel like with the state of the women's division right now, where it's kind of a mess, it's so funny because Bianca was like, the women's division is on fire. No, it's not.
Can we stop coping?
The talent is great. The talent is great, but the stories are not there, and
yeah,
it's ass.
And also, you're throwing both your world champions. We did this last month with the crown, or it was earlier this month. We did the Crown Jewel Championship.
Yeah.
Why are we gonna do another, basically a champion versus champion match?
Yeah.
Like, why can't they have their own stories?
Yeah, I don't know. So I feel like with the state of the women's division right now, I feel like one title would be better, but I understand it. And now you're going to have it for Netflix. And now it's like, maybe it'll help, but I don't know.
Well, they got to be careful too, because they're going to run into the same fucking problem that AEW had, where there's too many championships. Now, granted, AEW still has way, way more and too many, but in preparation for Raw and SmackDown both being 3 hours, I guess this isn't a terrible thing to happen. So I guess you're right.
It might give them time to actually flesh out those women's stories and like go, not that you need a championship for meaning of stories. Again, we've already talked about that so many times. Like, they can do stories without championships. But obviously it helps.
Just the thing is, there's barely enough time in the week,
right,
for all these championships.
Right. So we're gonna see what happens here. I have faith. I don't know. I'm hoping that it does get better and heats up here a little bit, but we'll see.
We shall see. That's it.
You know what was great? NXT. Chaotic. Very good episode. So good. I very much enjoyed it. We had first an Iron Survivor qualifier, Ethan Page versus Axiom. And of course, Ethan Page, I think we were expecting to get it.
It was going to happen.
Yeah, he got it. Great match, by the way.
After the match, a bunch of the tag team locker room came out.
Yeah,
pissed. They were pissed at fucking Axiom and Frazier, because they were like, "Oh, so you're gonna go and try to be in the Iron Survivor match, and now the tag team, now we can't challenge for the tag team championships." This is a problem I have when champions go into other championship matches. Yeah. So I was all for this. They were pissed at Axiom and Frazier, but instead of going right for him, they just started fighting each other.
Oh my god, the parking lot!
Frazier,
the parking lot was insane. Yeah. Like, just total chaos. Like, that whole parking lot, there was just people going crazy. People getting shoved through windows, like glass breaking, and it continued.
I love it though. I like that energy. But now Frazier's in it, right? And Axiom isn't. So it doesn't even, regardless, it doesn't matter, because those tag titles probably aren't going to be on the line.
Well,
no, I lied.
You missed this.
Yeah, I scrolled down a little.
So Nathan Frazier, yeah, you're right. So Nathan Frazier did qualify. Axiom just lost his, but because of the problem that you talked about and all of this, Ava was like, this is crazy, because we're going to be going back and forth a lot throughout this episode, I think. Ava was like, yo, we need a solution here. So what we're going to do is they're having a tag team like battle royal, and whoever wins that is going to face Axiom and Nathan Frazier at Deadline. But the problem is they're going to defend both. So they're going to defend their tag team titles, and then they are also going to compete in the Iron Survivor. Nathan Frazier is qualified right now, but Ava also announced 2 matches that are happening next week, and it's a Fatal 4-Way women's match and a Fatal 4-Way men's match, and whoever wins those, it's a last chance Deadline qualifier, Iron Survivor qualifier. So Axiom is in that, so if he wins, then he is in Iron Survivor.
And they're in 2 matches.
Yeah, so then they'll have to defend twice. Either way, Nathan Frazier has to defend twice. Axiom might not have to. We don't know yet. So yeah, it's kind of crazy here. But so the other thing that happened when Ava announced those 2 Fatal 4-Ways is there was some more chaos, and Eddie was like, yo, Ava, how come I have to fight again when my match was the only one with interference and all this stuff? And he wants to talk to Ava, and Ava's like holding the door open, and she's like, yo, like, this is the solution. I can't change it. Like, deal with it, basically. And then someone gets shoved into the door, and Ava gets knocked on the ground. After Eddie like grabbed her hand and was like, yo, I want to talk to you. And Ava's like, don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. She gets knocked down. Shawn Michaels comes out, and he's like checking on Ava. He busts that door open, grabs Eddie, shoves him up against the garage door, and he's like, don't you fucking put your hands on her. What is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here.
Shawn Michaels is such an ally.
Yeah. Dude, that was him coming in with his dad voice and just fucking...
Yeah, he was like, don't touch her.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. So NXT is pure chaos right now. There's so much happening.
It sure is, dude. It's wild. But a good episode.
Lola Vice versus Ren Sinclair. Ren Sinclair lost, but again, she is in the Fatal 4-Way next week now. Charlie Dempsey got her in that, and Ren was like, you're telling me I have to fight all of them at the same time? I'm going to lose. And he's like, no, you're not. North American Championship, Tony D'Angelo versus Shawn Spears. Decent match. I thought it was good. Tony D'Angelo retains, of course. After that, Brooks Jensen, Shawn Spears, and who? Nico? I don't know who Nico is.
I don't even know who the guy is.
I don't either, but they attack Tony D'Angelo and stare menacingly at Adriana Rizzo.
Yeah, why is everyone like fixated on her? Everyone's like trying to hurt her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obafemi was like, yeah, the women should cook at home or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he like went up to her during the match and was like, I don't know, threatening her.
Yeah.
Why is everyone like why is everyone on her case?
Yeah, I truly don't know. We had my favorite match of the night. Julia versus Kalani Jordan. What a fucking match, dude.
It was a banger. Could have gone either way, but you knew Julia was going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So it couldn't have gone either way.
They both had aura, if you will.
Oh, this was everything.
This was everything. No, very, very, very good match. Kalani is also in the Last Chance Fatal 4-Way next week. Fallon Henley versus Tatum Paxley, Women's North American. Fallon Henley retains, but this was great. Tatum Paxley, very good show.
And the big news, Mufussy.
After the match, Gigi Dolan came out. She's back. She's back. That gets 5 big booms. Boom.
That's my girl.
Boom.
My girl.
You know what's funny? I've never seen Gigi Dolan wrestle. I have only seen her in WWE 2K24.
So to you, she's just a video game character.
She's in it so prominently. In my rise.
Really?
Yeah, she's like a fucking main character in both stories.
Oh yeah, don't you like marry her or something?
You do marry her, yes. But then there's also
one of them.
Yeah, and then there's also she starts a competing show with Up Up Down Down called Left Right Left Right.
They just really just take everything in My Rise is just like it's like fever dream content.
Yeah, fever dream WWE. So yeah, really good. Gigi Dolan's back, hanging out with Tatum Paxley. Very good stuff. NXT is about to get some controversy because Trick Williams came out for a promo, and then Ridge came out and was like, hey, you suck. I don't care if NXT gets destroyed. I'm gonna get that championship and I'm gonna win. And then, in a very surprising, not like, oh my God, I was like, it was more so a, what the fuck reaction. I was like, huh? Eric Bischoff comes on the screen and he's like, hey, Trick and Ridge, you guys want to fight? And I'm very interested in this, so I'm gonna come to NXT next week.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, huh? Okay. So Eric Bischoff's gonna be there to bring some controversy to NXT.
Is he gonna bring some controversy? What is he gonna what controversial thing is gonna happen while he's there?
I don't know.
Dude, he never appears on the podcast. Give him his screen time.
What'd you think about Dynamite? Hey, Dynamite was pretty good. I watched it all. Every minute.
Fucking liar.
My favorite wrestler is the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. What did you just say?
Oh, what the fuck?
What
Get
the
out
fuck
of here.
did you
Get him
just
out of
say?
here.
Yeah.
Get him out.
My
I don't want
favorite
him.
wrestler, the Learning Tree. Don't ever say that
Nope.
again. How could you? You're supposed to say Will Ospreay. Hold on. Be
He
long
says,
for the
I like
pod.
Don Callis.
Be long for the pod.
He said Don Callis is my favorite wrestler. Oh, he doesn't want it.
Why don't you want to be Long Cat today?
See ya.
Where are you going?
Oh. Get to the bed. Jump to the bed. Oh, he's so agile.
He is agile. He's a little baby.
But he's a 10, but his favorite wrestler is the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho.
He's a little baby. See, I'm just a little baby. I did like Dynamite. It was very good. We had the start of the Continental Classic. There's some new rules for the Continental Classic this year. The winner of the Blue League will face the winner of the Gold League in the semifinals at World's End. And that is also when the finals will take place.
Well, it's the winner. It's the winner of the Gold League will face the runner-up for the Blue League, and then the winner of the Blue League will face the runner-up for the Gold League, and then those winners will face each other in the same night.
Oh,
So
I see.
So it's like, yeah, they're gonna like cross, like alternate, fight each other, which I like this better, I think, because last year it was just the winner of both leagues facing each other.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I get
But
that
now it's now it's the Blue League versus Gold League runner-up, Gold League winner versus Blue League runner-up, and then those winners will face each other.
So I have a question.
And, yeah,
if Okada doesn't make it out of his league, is the title just vacated?
I think so.
Interesting.
I really, this is the part that like I don't fully understand, because I think it should just be kind of like I didn't understand why they defended it after Eddie Kingston won. I think that was a dumb move, because it's like, are we just going to ignore the entire Continental Classic that just happened, and now this one person gets a title shot and wins?
Yeah.
Like, I never understood that. So I personally think if they're smart moving forward, they should just have the winner not defend it. Like, they can't defend it until the next. They're just the reigning whatever for that year.
Yeah.
But they said I think it was like as long as he's in good standing, he'll remain the champion. I don't know. They like try to drive it through our heads, but it's so like convoluted that it took me a while to understand it last year, like how it worked, because I'm not familiar with the whole round robin style. I'm excited for it. I'm a lot more excited this year than I was last year. Last year I was kind of just like, oh, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, and I never really, again, it took me a while to understand it. So now I'm very I'm very interested. I'm very invested. All the matches were good.
Yeah.
I will say though, during Claudio and Ricochet took a while to like heat up with the crowd because like during the fucking break, the crowd started chanting, "These guys are bald."
Yeah.
They started going, "These guys are bald," because Rick Knox was also the ref,
Yeah.
and it's just all bald guys.
Yeah, and they were
And it
saying
just kinda
bald
told you
forever. They were doing that too.
Yeah, they didn't really like it was funny, but they didn't care about the match until like maybe 10 minutes in,
Yeah.
which kind of sucked. But that the last, after that 10 minutes, it started getting like actually interesting.
Right.
And then Shelton versus Mark Briscoe was really good.
Yep.
I love that Shelton Benjamin's in the Continental Classic. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, he's gonna absolutely cook.
I'm just excited to see him wrestle, dude.
Yeah, I am too, because for fucking years he was not featured. He was pretty much the live event guy. But dude, we're seeing him. He's getting better and better every week, or at least he's showing that, he deserves to be there. He deserves to be on TV. He deserves to be in the Hurt Syndicate. He's just looking really good. I would love to see him get super far in this Continental Classic. Like, get to the semifinals, get to the finals, honestly. Like, and honestly, maybe this could be how they give some power to the Hurt Syndicate. Have fucking Shelton Benjamin win it all, dude. You get your first title in there.
Yeah.
Him as
That
the
would
Continental Champion, that makes sense to me. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
also had
agree with that.
Darby Allin versus Brody King, which also, we saw that match a few weeks ago, but this one also cooked. Funniest shit about this match was Brody King did like a cannonball into Darby Allin and missed, but he hit like the audio stuff. So it came back
Yeah,
from
oh my
commercial
God.
and there was no commentary for like 5 minutes because they were trying to fix
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And then they said it on commentary. They're like, Brody King just broke our fucking audio array, so we fixed it and we're back.
Right.
Very, very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Continental Classic match is absolutely cooked, and I'm very excited for this tournament. There was one thing from Dynamite that I am not cooking with, and I'm sure you aren't either. It's still Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly,
Yeah.
MJF. So Adam Cole was like, Max, I still want to fight you. And Max came on. And he's like, I thought about it for a long and hard 20 seconds. No, I'm not going to fight you. But Kyle O'Reilly came out and he's like, I should have this fight. I'm going to do the fight for me. And Adam Cole's like, you told me to not do battles for my friends. But then Kyle O'Reilly gets in there and he's like, I want to do it. I want to get hurt. And so they both announce themselves for the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. So it's like, huh?
That I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Sure.
But the nothing has made sense with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. It's just like Adam Cole's like, I want revenge. And then Kyle's like, you need to give up. You lost. And you hurt Roddy. But I'll do it.
Don't get your friends hurt and all this stuff. This is your fight. You have to win. And then he's like, actually, I want to do it. It's my fight now. I want to fight Max. Roddy got hurt.
Why is it your fight?
Yeah.
What happened?
Because Roddy got hurt.
Yeah. I saw someone commented on one of our things and was like, Kingdom turns on Roddy, and then it's Undisputed Era versus the Kingdom 3-on-3. But I was like, who's the Kingdom's third?
Yeah.
And also, like, I could get behind it, but also, like, the Kingdom just is there, and they're just like, okay, now we're on this person's side. Okay, now we're on that person's side.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like fucking, it's gonna be a World's End thing. They're probably gonna do Dynamite Diamond Ring match at Winter is Coming, I think is when they do it. Yeah. This is just like, let's fucking kill this thing. Let's take it out back and let's fucking Old Yeller this fucking storyline. It's so bad.
Yeah. Also, we had Jericho versus Ishii 2. I thought it was fine. Nothing crazy, but
it was a slapping match.
Yeah, a slapping match. I mean, just like their first one. But I loved when they came out, when the Learning Tree came out. Brian Keith was holding a fucking like sapling, and then he gave it to commentary and was like, this is the Learning Tree sapling. You guys need to water this and you will get your own learning tree, and you will be under the learning tree. And here it is. And they used it. Yeah, and Jericho like goes over later and like starts taking apart the commentary table, and Tony Schiavone's like, "You can't do that. We have our sapling here." He's like, "You're gonna mess up our sapling." It was very goofy.
It was silly. Yeah, I feel like Jericho thinks in matches like these, I feel like he's like, if I just do a hard-hitting match where I smack the guy and we smack each other a bunch, that people will like me more.
Yeah, it was good the first time. But...
And like it wasn't bad. I like when they just smack each other until they're red and bleeding.
Yeah.
But I wasn't hyped for this to begin with. It was just like a nothing match. Is Jericho defending the Ring of Honor Championship on Ring of Honor TV? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna go right now.
My guess is probably not.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. My homework this weekend is I'm gonna watch the newest episode of Ring of Honor, and I'll report back.
Okay.
My guess is they probably don't feature him like actually fighting. They probably do like promos and shit.
Yeah.
And then like he's of course like on the pay-per-views. But I don't know if he's not being featured. I guess I get it if he's featured on Dynamite, and that gives more exposure. But just like everyone at this point knows that Ring of Honor is like less than, and it's like the little guy in the corner. I think it would. I don't know if they had like a bigger name. Like at this point, Jericho is not a big name to me at this point anymore.
Yeah. I mean, he's
for me. I'm not.
He just
again. It's time. I think it's time.
Yeah.
But I say give it to a younger guy who's a star in AEW. This is okay. Here's a good example, right? In 2020, Kenny Omega beats Jon Moxley for the world title.
Yeah.
Don Callis was his manager. At the time, Don Callis was still signed to TNA. Don Callis helps Kenny Omega win the championship. It was almost like a Jon Moxley type situation this year where they just win it and they kind of run off with it. So they run out, the camera crew follows them to their car, and they're like, "What just happened? Where are you going?" And Don Callis was like, "You'll find out this Tuesday on TNA." That made me want to, obviously it doesn't hit everybody the same, but I was like, oh shit, Kenny Omega is taking the AEW World Championship to TNA.
Yeah.
Do something like that. Obviously, everyone knows AEW and TNA, or AEW and Ring of Honor are the same company. But like, I don't know, like have like a controversial type of win with like someone big, like an Osprey or like a Samoa Joe or literally anybody but Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And be like, this is gonna happen on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, you gotta watch. Make it have some fucking exposure.
I understand that not everyone's gonna want to pay for a subscription to Honor Club. So that's a tricky part of it. But I don't know. They're not doing anything to get more eyes on Ring of Honor. In fact, people are probably just being forced at Dynamite to like watch Ring of Honor tapings,
right.
You know, or Collision or whenever. So I don't know. I think everyone was so stoked when he bought Ring of Honor, and then it just dipped,
Bloop.
And it means a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So
they just became AEW championships at this point, and they're not doing anything.
Right, and it's like, just like at that point, why is Ring of Honor like, it's more wrestling, it's more money, I guess, but are you turning a profit?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't know. Sorry, that was a long-winded.
No, I get it though.
Thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else from Dynamite you want to talk about, or shall we get into predictions?
Hey, let's do predictions. I think it's time.
All right. So we have Survivor Series War Games coming up this weekend. A whopping 5 matches as per the WWE quota here.
The rules.
The rules. So we have LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, that's official.
That is official. There was no build to it except the fact that Shinsuke attacked him. And then on SmackDown, they were like, it's official.
Yeah. Okay.
Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, Gunther, Damian Priest. I think we're going to have all the same shit here.
If not, we're going to be pretty close.
All right. We've got Women's War Games. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, Bailey. Presumably. Versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae.
Can we just say babyface versus heel?
Yeah. Or like Team Rhea or Team Nia.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
Then we have the Men's War Games. This one is going to be interesting.
Might be a zinger.
Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus the Bloodline and Bronson Reed.
I'm locked in.
LA Knight retaining.
Same.
Braun Breaker retaining.
Same.
Gunther retaining.
Same.
I have Team Nia. I think the heels are going to
I
win.
have Team Rhea.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And then I have the OG Bloodline winning.
I have the new bloodline. So we're split on the
We're split on the War Games
we're not
matches.
split. Yeah.
Okay.
I think new bloodline will win. And then it'll kind of set the stage for like everyone to have their individual feuds and like put this shit to rest.
Mm.
But also that could go to Mania. And also, if Dwayne shows up, I imagine he'll play a pretty big role in the new bloodline winning.
Yeah, do you think he'll actually do something this time? Or will he just show up at the end?
I think he'll show up. I think like everyone will be down, right? Everyone will be like knocked out and down, and his music will hit, and then he'll come out and he'll waltz right in. And he'll like
Open the fucking cage. We can't open it.
open the
I'll
fucking
fire
cage
you.
or you're fired. Yeah. And he'll do something to Roman, I think. I think he'll just like get rid of Roman.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I think he could show up though. I think it's or we don't see him for even longer. I really have no idea.
Yeah.
He just showed up at Bad Blood, so like it's still pretty recent.
Yeah, it is. 2
I don't
months
know.
ago?
Bad Blood.
Oh no, 1 month ago.
2
It was in
months.
October, right?
Just about 2. We're coming up on 2.
Yeah, true. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm pretty excited for it.
I'm very excited.
I think
gonna
it'll be a good show.
And I'm very happy I get to watch it live.
It's going to be better than Crown Jewel, that's for sure.
Oh, you fucking know it, pal. Dude. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
But you know what won't be better than Crown Jewel?
The fact we have to
Actually,
end
probably
the episode.
nothing. Maybe. No, I think that might even be better than Crown Jewel.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, thank you very much for watching. And be sure to hit the like if you like this, subscribe. Let us know who you think's gonna win at War Games. It's gonna be a crazy weekend. Ko-Fi, give us money. Ko-Fi is in the link down in our description. If you're listening on Spotify, come find us on YouTube with the same name. And if you're watching us here and you'd like to listen better, then go find us on Spotify and give us a 5-star rating because it helps us reach more people.
Woo!
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
If you're good, Mr. Fussy.
I think that's all I got as well.
Hell yeah. Well, I hope everyone has a very wonderful Thanksgiving.
This will be
a
up
beloved
after Thanksgiving, so I hope your Thanksgiving
it's
was
true.
good.
Hope your Thanksgiving was good. Hope you have a blessed Black Friday,
Yeah.
an immaculate Cyber Monday, and a gorgeous Giving Tuesday.
Is that
We'll
a
probably
thing? Giving Tuesday? Is that a
we'll
thing?
probably hear. It is yeah. If you
Oh.
like to give, did you give?
I'll give.
Everybody gives.
I'll give you a beep beep.
Dropkick the commute, shining